I was feeling the pressure of the personal to-do list and the business to-do list in a big way. And it's so interesting, my response to that.
You know when someone is selling from stage and at the end the audience gets up and rushes to the back of the room to buy? That's a table rush. My name is Misha Z, and the Table Rush Talk Show is all about bringing you the tools, strategies, and tactics that you can use to grow your audience and inspire them to buy.
I know I've talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again. And basically, where my headspace goes is I want to quit. I'm done. Cash in my chips. No more. I'm going to go bag groceries at Trader Joe's. Not that there's anything wrong with bagging groceries at Trader Joe's. That's actually very alluring. You definitely wouldn't have the pain, frustration, and anguish of the entrepreneurial journey. But anyway, I made it through all that, had an amazing day, checked off a bunch of the personal and business boxes on the checklist, got a bunch of those things done, and had a great coaching call with my coach who helped me sort it out and gave me some great tips that we've been working on. Anyway, I'm going to do my best to cover all that in this episode. Holy mackerel. Listen in and enjoy. This might actually turn into a multi-parter. Okay, where to go with this thing? I guess let's start with the big lesson, the big awareness, the big thing that I need to accept and be willing to look at and be held accountable for. And that's, I have this pattern. I don't know if you have this pattern, but I have this pattern of when I find something on the to-do list, on my business to-do list, that I need to get done, that I think I should be able to get done fast, that I think I should be able to get done easy, or that's my expectation, or yeah, we'll just start there. Or maybe I know it's going to be hard, and I think that I'll never get it done, or I think that I'll get it done, but round one won't be nearly good enough. My reaction is to want to quit. And my brain will start going through that and ruminating on that. And it's usually when there's a combination of a couple of hard things that need to be gotten done, and then throw in some personal to-dos that are the same thing, where I feel like, man, this is going to be hard, and will I be able to figure it out, and when? And I think there are things that I feel like are going to slow me down dramatically. Like if I don't get these things done, the world's going to end, kind of a thing. That's what it can feel like. And so for me, I need to have my bio done for podcast guesting. So I'm inviting myself to speak on all these podcasts, and people start saying yes. And then the next thing is, hey, give me a bio. And you want the bio to be good. You want the bio to tell your story, cover your story in a concise, engaging, entertaining way. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to convey my personality. right? So your bio doesn't need to be like mine. Your bio needs to be like you, or you can have your bio be like mine. When I say be like mine, I mean convey my personality. That's what I really want. I want my bio to convey my personality. And what am I fearful with my bio is that it won't be good enough. And what do I mean when I say that? When I think my bio won't be good enough, that would mean that somebody would read my bio and then they would go, oh, I don't want this guy on my podcast after all. Or if they read the bio to introduce me, it will chase away listeners. It'll chase away their audience. I did a summit a couple years ago, the Tools for a Good Life Summit, and I interviewed 20 people. And I asked them all for bios. And I would get bios, and some bios would be, all the bios were good, but some weren't necessarily appropriate for introduction, for introducing somebody who's going to be speaking. And so I figured out, as I was reading these crazy long bios that would take 5 minutes, that yeah, I probably just scared away a listener. And I also had an opportunity to ask a question of the person that introduces the speakers at Funnel Hacking Live. I can't remember his name right now, but he introduces speakers. He's the MC for the event. There's 5,000 to 7,000 people out there, and he introduces the speakers and gets them all riled up and gets everybody excited to listen. His name is Devin White, by the way. Devin White introduces everybody at Funnel Hacking Live. He's been doing it forever, and he's a mad genius at it. But I had an opportunity to ask Devin White, hey, how do you introduce people? Or what's your formula for that? Or how do you do that? Because when I was introducing people, I was getting these, 10-minute bios. And he goes, oh, it's really simple. And he said, yeah, speakers always give you these crazy bios, and they're way too long, and they miss the point half the time. And he says what he does is he takes what's the key thing the audience is going to learn from you, and then what are the 2 or 3 things in your bio that support that. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is amazing. And so, my thing with my bio is I want it to be, I want it to do that. I want the bio to do that for the show host. So when they introduce me, it's clear and concise like that, and engaging and short but sweet. So I actually have made 2 bios for the podcast hosts. One is an incredibly short 2-sentence bio, and then the other one's just a short bio, which is about 5 to 7 sentences. I believe it's 189 words or 85 words, something like that. But anyhow, I was feeling the pressure of wanting to get that bio done. And as I've been speaking on podcasts, so, the last round of speaking on podcasts, I've spoke on 7-ish, I think it's 7, but it's been refining that bio more and more. And the last time I did it, one of the last times somebody introduced me with that bio, they clearly hadn't read it before, and they read it, and it just it was horrifying to me. I was like, oh my gosh, practice reading the bio. So one of my most recent experiences with my bio it kind of shook me up a little bit. So I was feeling that pressure. And then I'm obviously teaching my students, my members, how to craft a good bio. And my bio was almost perfect. It was very good, except for when the lady butchered it. But I just needed to refine it, and I wanted it to be perfect. Let's call it the perfect bio. Which, you know what? I might call my framework for my bio the perfect bio framework for guest hosts to introduce you and to get to know you. And you know how I know it's perfect and exactly where it needs to be? How I know it's perfect is, so I was feeling all the pressure to get this podcast bio done, and my main goal was to have it be so they can introduce me well. But I sent it over. I booked an interview. I booked a show to be interviewed on. It's called The Creator's Adventure with Brian McNulty. So I'm super excited about that. But anyway, Brian, I got booked on the show. His assistants or producer, show producer, once they book you, then they send over a form that says, hey, give us your bio, your headshot, a couple other things. And I was feeling the pressure of needing to send them the bio. And I sent them over the bio, what I will now call the perfect bio. And I got back this incredible response. And basically it said, hey, we read your bio and here's some questions we've pulled from it that we want to talk about on the interview. And how gratifying is that? So not only is it a good bio for them to introduce me, but it did convey who I was, and gave them ideas to pull for questions, and it conveyed my personality. So win-win-win there. Anyhow, that's the win. So the bio got done, but it was definitely weighing me down. I'm going to end this. Let's call this part one, and let's end here. And let me say that, hey, I will tell you about the other things that were weighing me down that I actually was able to get done, that were very empowering, and how my coach, Stephanie, helped me through that, and some of the learnings from that. One of the key things is an email. I was drafting an email template for my son Cooper to send out to show host for me, and I was feeling that pressure too. Anyway, I'll jump into that on part two.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Table Rush Talk Show. For resources to help you sell your stuff, go to belove.media/resources. That's belove.media/resources. And be sure to subscribe, comment, 5-star, and share. Thank you again for listening.